Imagine being alone, adrift in the vast Pacific Ocean, with no sign of rescue in sight. This is the true story of a man who survived against all odds, and his journey is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for endurance. The Pacific Ocean, with its unpredictable weather and vast expanse, is one of the most challenging environments on Earth. Yet, this man persevered, using his wits and resourcefulness to stay alive. It started with a sailing trip, a journey across the Pacific that was meant to be an adventure of a lifetime. But disaster struck when the sailboat was damaged in a storm, leaving the man stranded with limited supplies. The accident was a turning point, marking the beginning of a fight for survival that would last for weeks. With no rescue in sight, the man was forced to rely on his skills and experience to stay alive. The life raft became the man's home, a small and fragile refuge from the vast ocean. He had to ration his food and water carefully, making sure he had enough to last for as long as possible. The life raft was equipped with basic survival gear, including a first aid kit, a radio, and a navigation tool. But the man knew that he had to be resourceful and use his skills to catch fish and collect rainwater to supplement his supplies. One of the most critical challenges the man faced was finding food. He had to catch fish to supplement his limited supplies, using a makeshift fishing line and hook. The process was tedious and often frustrating, but the man persevered, knowing that every fish he caught was a vital source of nutrition. He also had to be careful not to injure himself, as any wound could become infected and pose a serious threat to his survival. In addition to catching fish, the man also had to collect rainwater to stay hydrated. He used a plastic bag to collect rainwater, which he then stored in a container for later use. The process was slow and laborious, but the man knew that every drop of water was precious. He also had to be careful not to contaminate the water, as any bacterial infection could be deadly. The psychological toll of being stranded at sea for weeks cannot be overstated. The man had to contend with feelings of isolation, despair, and hopelessness, all of which threatened to undermine his resolve to survive. He had to find ways to keep himself occupied, whether it was by writing in a journal, observing the wildlife, or simply watching the sunset. The man's mental health was a critical factor in his survival, and he had to work hard to maintain a positive outlook. The Pacific Ocean is home to a diverse array of marine life, including sharks, dolphins, and sea turtles. The man had to be constantly on the lookout for these creatures, which could pose a threat to his survival. He had to be careful not to attract sharks, which could be drawn to the blood and fish guts in the water. The man also had to contend with the risk of jellyfish stings and other marine hazards. As the days turned into weeks, the man's hopes of rescue began to dwindle. He had to rely on his own resources to survive, using his skills and experience to stay alive. The man's family and friends were frantically searching for him, but the Pacific Ocean is a vast and unforgiving environment, and the chances of rescue seemed slim. The man had to maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of overwhelming odds. After weeks of struggling to survive, the man finally saw a glimmer of hope. A ship appeared on the horizon, and the man knew that he had to act quickly to attract its attention. He used his flares and mirrors to signal the ship, and eventually, he was spotted and rescued. The man's ordeal was finally over, and he was safe at last. The man's rescue was just the beginning of his journey. He had to recover from his ordeal, both physically and emotionally. The man had to come to terms with his experience, and reflect on the lessons he had learned. He realized that survival is not just about staying alive, but about finding meaning and purpose in the face of adversity. The man's experience had changed him forever, and he emerged from his ordeal with a newfound appreciation for life. The man's story is a testament to the power of resilience and determination. He faced unimaginable challenges and overcome incredible odds, and yet he emerged victorious. The man's experience shows that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and that with the right mindset and skills, anyone can survive against the odds. The man's story is an inspiration to us all, a reminder of the human spirit's capacity for endurance and survival. The man's story is a remarkable one, a true tale of survival and resilience. His experience is a reminder that even in the most challenging of circumstances, there is always hope, and that with the right mindset and skills, anyone can overcome adversity. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real mysteries and discoveries.